We did it! We hit 5,000 subscribers, and what better way to celebrate by doing something similar to what I did for my 50th subscriber special. I will be ranking every single Manic cat in the game. Before we continue, I just want to give my huge thanks for all of the support on the channel everyone has given, and I can't say it enough. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you want to join this wonderful community, make sure to hit that subscribe button. With that out of the way, let's get to the ranking. Okay, actually one more thing. When discussing a unit's stats, I'm going to be using their level 30 stats. Also, do you think we can get this video to 1,500 likes? Crazy like goal, I know, but I think we as a community can do it. Anyways, to the actual video we go. Despite being better than regular Dark Cat, its stats are still garbage for the price you have to pay for Manic Dark. As a cheap red tanker, you can just use 2 erasers, as you can already get more bulk, and since it's more than a single unit, they can stall a lot more easily. The few areas I could see it working are the Realm of Carnage for cheap DPS on the board and being cheap DPS and unkept promises. I feel like if the health of Crazed Brave Cat doubled when becoming Manic Dark instead of just getting a 20% boost, I would feel like it would have a nice niche of being a cheap red meat shield and attacker, since having 52k health instead of 31k health would allow it to be a niche but good red meat shield. Maximum the Fighter, another unit who is strong against red, is still better despite having lower DPS because it can actually tank hits. It also has the advantage of talents, which allow it to be a decent support unit against enemies like Professor A in red stages due to his much higher health pool. One last comparison I will make is that when fighting a Berserkori, when fighting one alone, a fighter deals 7.5 thousand more damage against one, even if their DPS is a lot smaller. So in short, Manic Dark is probably the only Manic unit outside of like 3 niches that is completely outclassed by almost every other unit. It doesn't help that red is the most power crept trait in the game. Manic Flying, for when you usually unlock them, is a pretty decent spammable DPS option at the point of the game. However, as you progress through the game, their usage gets lower and lower because other, better DPS options come around, such as Cyborg, Cameraman, and Drama or Slapstick Cats. The main issue is they suffer from their low range and high cost. Other DPS units, like Cyborg, while individually will have lower DPS, it is easier to stack them because of their longer ranges, keeping them safer for longer periods of time and are slightly cheaper. While I would say their combos aren't good at all because Aerial Recon takes an extra slot that the Bony Bone plus Biohazard combo doesn't need, and Saucers does nothing to help either unit in the combo. However, in the latest update, version 11.8, a new combo will allow it to form a combo with Obliterator Diabolosa to form a medium attack up combo with just 2 units. This gives players who have Diabolosa the ability to have a 25% attack boost if they pair it with another attack up combo, since before this combo, every other attack up medium combo required 4 units, but this combo allows players to truly push the boundaries of attack boosts in the game. However, as a unit itself, I would only really recommend using them in stages where high DPS is required, such as Broton. After this point, it gets a bit harder to rank these units, as the rest of them, except for one of them later in the list, but we'll get there when we get there, all have great usage for a variety of situations, but I've put these units in this specific order where I think they fit best. Manic Jamira is the first truly good Manic unit on this list. Manic Jamira is a tanker unit with pretty good DPS. In stages with enemies that deal a ton of damage and or stages that have very tanky enemies themselves, such as Rickety Coaster and Broadband Omens, Manic Jamira excels in dealing damage against the several enemies that exist in these stages as well as taking hits. Its wave ability has a 15% chance to activate, but it effectively gives it the longest range in the game, with a range of 2,133, but that should only be treated like bonus damage and should never be truly relied on. Outside of situations where tankers are strongly recommended for levels, it suffers from having a very short range along with costing a ton of cash. It does form a great combo with Jamira, Maiden, and Unknown Cat to form an attack up medium combo if you just so happen to have these units needed and don't have Cool Japan or the 2 small attack up combos. Manic Jamira, I feel for the tanker role it fills, it's very good, but outside of that, it suffers from just not being needed in most situations. Manic Lion is a rusher unit, and despite its low attack and somewhat low DPS, Manic Lion is one of the best speedrun units in the game, especially for clearing stages that are beatable early game to get the maximum amount of rewards. Manic Lion is just straight up better than regular Lion for actual attacking purposes for two reasons. One, Manic Lion is over twice as fast, and second, it has area attack, whereas regular Lion only has a single target. Manic Lion can also be used in stages that mainly use LD units, such as the Sonic Crew and Floor 39 of the Heavenly Tower. Manic Lion is a part of a combo of two other rusher units, Awakened Bahamut and Immortal Yukimura, for a massive damage small boost to help Yukimura deal even more damage against black enemies. Fun fact, this is the only combo any form of Bahamut is a part of. You can also cheese some stages with them, like the Spy Who Pet Me, since Razorback only comes out after 70 seconds, meaning you can use him to rush the Muths and Dark Doges to stall and get cash so your more expensive rushers can finish the job before the Razorback comes out. Manic Lion is one of the best rusher units in the game, but you should only use him for levels where rushers are the best units to use and to get the best rewards from early stages. Manic King Dragon is a ranged attacker. There honestly isn't too much to say about Manic King Dragon, since as a ranged attacker, it does its job extremely well and you should probably have it on your general loadout. The only real standout thing compared to its regular counterpart, besides having a higher base stat when you usually unlock it, is that it can outrange all of the Le Boin variants except for Le Grim. It has a good attack, good range, and decent recharge time for a decent price. Never use him as a critical attacker. It's never gonna work. Got that? Alright. Manic Island is a very powerful unit and probably one of the most cost-efficient units in the game, costing only 735 cents, it being cheaper than regular Island by almost 500 cents. Also, because Manics, whenever you unlock them, are some of the best units in the game, this allows Manic Island to be pretty tanky and dishes out some great damage and is able to boast one of the highest DPS for the price of the unit. It makes Manic Island a great unit for stages with a heavy red presence and is among the ranks with Courier Cat for one of the best anti-red units in the game. Manic Island also works extremely well as a tanker unit, similar to Manic Chimera, except his recharge and price allows you to get him out easier. Dragging this volcanic island is basically a godsend when you're fighting red enemies, as his Strong ability allows him to deal over 20,000 damage against red enemies with over 11,000 DPS. It also grants him over 100,000 health against red enemies, making him one of the best answers to Berserk Cory, as he can take his hits well as dish out some serious damage. The only reason why he's so down below is because the next three Manics have so much more general applications than Manic Island. Manic Mohawk is the tertiary meat shield you want on your loadout. As the fastest meat shield in the game, having almost the exact same speed as regular Lion allows him to reach the front lines a lot faster than before. While not being able to actually take hits at all, his job is to simply stop an enemy from advancing, like all meat shields. At this, he excels with this job. As mentioned before, the speed allows him to slow or even stop an enemy push as your stronger shields and units catch up to the front lines. The only time where you wouldn't want to use this guy is when meat shields are a detriment to your strategy. To put it short, speed is everything with this guy, and being able to reach the front line sooner than most units makes him a must-have shield. Manic Macho Legs, I would argue, is probably one of the best non-Uber snipers in the game. While his range might not show it, it's his wave ability that makes him a very powerful sniper. Manic Macho Legs' wave attack allows it to pierce it to 932.5 range, allowing it to chip into many backliner enemies, especially if it has a stepping stone. It is also one of the best peon sweepers in the game, as it's able to dish out enough damage to kill most peons. It is also quite tanky, allowing it to stay on the field for a long while chipping away against backliners. Several hard-to-reach enemies like the Sloth, Professor A, and Calamari are normally hard to attack, but they can be chipped with Manic Macho Legs if he's provided with the stepping stone. In order to prevent easy stacking, it has almost a half a minute recharge time, but the chipping capabilities plus its good range are more than enough to make it one of the best Manic units in the game.
A surprise to no one.
Manic Eraser is without a doubt the best Manic unit in the game and probably one of the best units in the game in general. This is the must-have unit on 99% of stages because it's literally the best meat shield in the game. The speed it has and a near 20k health at level 30 for a meat shield allows it to take a strong hit or two from really powerful enemies like Professor A, Arost, Old Horns, and many, many more powerful enemies. There is a reason why dual erasers are constantly said to be the best pairing in the game. If you saw my rankings of the normal units, you'll know why Eraser is great, and pairing it with Manic Eraser allows him to really stop enemy attacks from pushing forwards. Because the main selling point is the sheer tankiness for a meat shield, this just automatically puts him in the number 1 spot. I won't end it here because I would just go on and on about how tanky this thing is, and the only time where you wouldn't use him is when meat shields are an active detriment to your battle plan. I just want to say my biggest thanks for sticking around to the channel if you've been subscribed for a while, and I hope that we can continue to grow as a community. Who knows, maybe when I hit another milestone, I'll do another one of these ranking videos. For now though, I will simply ask you to like the video, leave a comment down below on your thoughts, and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. With this out of the way, I'd like to wish you a wonderful day.